I got this is what I drink every day, right?
Right
So I
on.
fill up this thing and every day I take this in the car with me. When I go in, I have a water bottle in the car and I take this in the car and it's like, okay, so we keep refilling my water bottle. But this ensures to me, like by the end of the day, this is down, this ensures to me that I'm getting my amount, right? But we need those things, right? Like we need those little things around us to be
Yes.
like our little, to be our altar. Like this is my little water. This is my little altar when it comes
Mhm.
to my beauty every day. Yeah. And my health. Yeah.
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 Um, no, I love that. And Carrie, I'm definitely going to be remembering this because Carrie was giving me a little sisterly advice,
Yes.
slash admonishment in the gentlest, kindest way. Um, y'all take this, use it, please. Oh my heavens. And for the strength card,
Mm.
here's our assignment. Because again, we've got those two beautiful figures, right? We've got the femme figure and we've got a lion. And in a lot of ways, when we only see two figures, but they're equally strong, like that's about balance. And sometimes when these cards show up, it's because something is out of balance, right? Like maybe the ferocity has taken over and there's no time for, like there's no softness. Because we've all seen, we all know ladies too that are unbelievably striking and beautiful, but, like
Yeah.
the
Ice
personality part,
queen.
to me, like the personality part or something's missing. Something's missing that keeps the prettiness from being beauty, right? Or the
Mm.
or the spark from being glamour. And so not policing anything because
No.
your personality is your personality and Lord knows the bigger the personality for me the better. Like I
Right.
shrinking violet is a very hard person for me to be hanging out with. But let's look at that and see perhaps is there something out of balance? Especially around the way you feel about yourself, because I promise you, it doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, whether or not you're a makeup girly, your lash girly, wig girly or not. The thing that makes it magic is how you feel about yourself. So take a look at those two figures
Absolutely.
and see which one is out of balance, which one is taking up more space than the other, because we want both of those to come together. So I want you to think about that as well. And on a macro level, right? Because the magician and the strength card are big cards. They're the big booming voices in the sky. They're the major arcana. And right smack in the middle is the Queen of Wands. I want you to look at every aspect of this card, and especially when it comes to glamour and beauty. Each one of us has a Queen of Wands inside us. Either it's the dominant energy like me, or it's just kind of inside there. She just kind of sits over here. She doesn't really make an appearance. I want you to think about how you can turn her on. Think of her like a light switch,
Mm.
right? Like, and turning it on. And what aspects that we went over in this card can you start identifying with, paying attention to when you see it out in nature? Um, Especially if you're feeling like you want your beauty, your routine, your glamour, or your charm, your magnetism, you want to amp it up a little bit. Look at and as we talk about tarot, especially on our YouTube channel, right? Because we're going to be doing the Melanated Mystic Minute, the Melanated Mystic Minute, where Carrie and I give you like a little bite-sized piece of something, like you can learn on YouTube Shorts. And one of the things I know I'm going to talk about is symbols. Symbols are that's what the cards are made up of, like of symbols. These are old, ancient symbols. Anybody can take a look at this and figure this out. Look at these beautiful symbols. The sunflower again. Are you turning your face, your time, your attention to what brings you joy? Are the cat? That's not maybe I'll do the cat. The wand. Um, are are she's assertive. So what aspect or area of your life are you willing to kind of be out there with, right? Like you've got some control over where are you naturally strong, like naturally dominant. Um, and also the Queen of Wands is also to me, she's a woman that enjoys pleasure and she enjoys physical pleasure. So think about a little self-love. Self-pleasure, however that works for you. For some of us, it's TJ Maxx. I know for my sister, I swear to God, there's something about a little bit of shopping that completely, like, lights her fire and turns her on, but what is it for you? For some of us, it's a little bit more in the body, right? Like, maybe it is some type of physical or tactile pleasure, but what is it? Because whatever it is, the Queen of Wands is attuned to it, okay? So, use
Mm.
those symbols, whatever your deck is, whatever your card is, pick 1 or 2 and start figuring out, like, where that lives for you. Where is that around, or how can you activate that and practice turning her on? Like, Carrie, do you ever feel like you turn, because there's four queens. There's a Queen of Swords, right, which is about intelligence, wit, communication. Queen of Cups, she's emotional. She loves to talk about like emotions, relationships, connection. She loves all this magical, spiritual stuff. Queen of Wands, we just went over her. Queen of Pentacles, money. Like, to me, Megan the Stallion is kind of a Queen of Pentacles too, like
Yeah.
body, yada yada. Like, their body, they're makers, they're very like they're very earthy. And I feel that you can switch them on when you need
Oh yeah.
to. That's
Oh yeah.
so is there one that you like to switch on to feel? Do you know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
necessarily the queens, but those energies.
Absolutely. I had a man say to me recently, I like your swagger. And I was like, "Hey," like I, I felt it. I was like, I know what he's talking about, and it's not something I walk around with all the time, but the swagger, the confidence of the I know this. This is my house. Oh, we've journeyed into my house now. Now I can show up. Now I can like light up here. And for me, to be honest, for me, that's like teaching astrology is where I have my swagger, and also driving. I am
Really?
that bitch when it comes to driving. Like I'm like, I need to be a race car driver. Like I am a good driver. I can get in and out of stuff quickly, very safe.
Hmm.
But something about that speed and something about that knowledge and that agility, I'm very good. And so, yeah, recognize what your swagger is, and then, turn that on, and also know when it's not needed, right? Like, I'm out with a man, and I don't need to show him that I can drive really well. You know what I'm saying? Let him drive.
Right, right,
You can drive. You
right.
show me something, but like, so you know how to we know when to turn it on, when to turn it off, but when you come in completely, Yeah.
I'm gonna also recommend, this is another way your cards can really be wonderful, or even planetary energy, right? Like Venusian energy. I have a little love altar. Like, I consider it like my Venus altar. It's kind of in my
You got
bedroom, and
me
it kind of
you
just,
got me doing my blue ivy smile when I
yeah,
just lit up with that, like,
like and it's kind of, and Carrie, actually, it was your, when was this? When was it? When were we discussing Venus? Oh, I think it was back when something, it was very Taurian. And I remember thinking, like, how can I bring more of this in there? And I also was interested in
Um,
planetary energy. So in my bedroom, literally, it's my vanity. It's like a very pretty little vanity table I bought at an antique store in Portobello Road that we managed to get back like in one piece when we
wow.
moved. But have fun with that. Put some red and some pink stuff on there, because in
Ooh.
Hoodoo, like, we love color magic and red, pink. If when roses are on sale, pick some up, put them in the bedroom, or put it by wherever you're doing your, getting ready in the morning, go to bed at night. And most
Mhm.
importantly, understand that this is a birthright of ours. I know that in our culture we do a lot of weird shit around, don't dress like this, don't wear makeup, don't, especially when we're young girls. And yeah, your beauty is and how young you are. In a lot of ways, that's absolutely, of course, that's correct. There's
Absolutely.
nothing more powerful and gorgeous than a maiden. And for our maidens listening, y'all are beautiful in ways y'all can't even
Yes.
see or comprehend. And Carrie, tell me if you agree with this or not. If you consult us for or somebody like me, I'm not going to speak for Carrie, but I'd love to know what she thinks about it. I don't have a question. Oh my goodness. I swear there are people that have spent all this money. They're like, oh, I don't really have a
Nice.
question.
Okay, I know about that. I know about that.
Shit. Very expensive hour of your time. Why don't you have a question? Ask a question about some of these things. These are great things. How can I
Yes.
amplify my beauty? What is my superpower? What are the cars? What do my stars say around what is naturally, inherently powerful, attracting in me that maybe I can't see right now? That
Mm.
maybe isn't apparent
Nice.
to me, that I'm not seeing because of either the way I was raised, or I was born, or I was conditioned. That's a wonderful question to ask.
I'm so glad you brought that up. That's
Please.
fantastic. Yes. If
Yeah.
you have a question, ask this then. Yes.
Yeah. If you don't have one, I promise you, every episode you listen to, you'll come up with some questions that you can probe deeper and that
Mhm.
you can do yourself that are about you and
Yes,
not
because
about
it is a
anywhere else.
self-study. It's not about and it's about what is my magic and how do I wield it?
Yeah.
Period. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Oh, and Carrie, can I give us a final?
Ooh, it's 11:11.
Should I do a final? Oh, we have to go. We're at 45 minutes. Okay, so can I give us
No,
a
no,
final
it's
little
eleven
card?
eleven. That's awesome.
Oh, it's 11 the time.
Mhm.
You know, my little niece was born November 11th at 11:11, I think. Like, it was crazy.
How old is she
Right?
now?
She just turned a year old. She's a little Scorpio girl.
Yes, she's a little Scorpio. Oh, we gonna she gonna be okay. We gonna talk to her.
It's a stellium. Like I told you, like on TikTok when they show they play that Beelzebub, da 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 da, like where they show like the different. And when I saw her chart, I was like, Caitlin, I love you. Like my sister is her mama. Um, Strength be with you. We're gonna be
Yeah.
praying for you, girl. Cause
Yes.
I was like,
We will hold you. We will hold you through it because she's clearly brought here. She's brought here.
to teach.
She brought here to teach. She's brought here to experience and to learn, and she's wise. She's
Yeah,
yes. We're gonna
teach.
hold you through it. I don't even know you, Caitlin, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
we're
there.
here
I'm signing myself up.
with you. Cause
Yes.
whew, that's another way too to think about your beauty. I'm not even gonna get into what do they say? Like when I'm shopping, I truly do. I think about my like Venus and Gemini in the second house. I think about that. Like I do. Like if
Yes.
like
Think
yeah.
about that Venus. Think about it when it comes to your money too. Because I love it. Because Venus, and I've said this before, but like Venus in your chart represents where you attract things, like a bee to honey. Yeah. And so
Mhm.
Venus is also our commerce and what we attract to us, the money, and how we can attract money to us. Let's do a little, do we have time to do a little exercise?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. This is how you can use your beauty. Venus is attraction. All right. How you can use your beauty with astrology. Halakyu. Your Venus is in Gemini. Yeah.
Mhm,
And it's in the second house, if I recall.
mhm.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So, well, this is like period. Okay, it's like very clear with Halakyu. Her Venus, the way that she attracts is through her voice and her curiosity. That's what Gemini is all about, right? And through her knowledge and her wit, because she has a lot of information in there, and she's always seeking new information. And so we're attracted to that. This is also how she makes money, though, right? Because the second house represents your self value and your resources. So, Halakyu talks about self value. And the more she talks about self value and the more she teaches self value, the more money she makes.